Hello there, it's 1:47 a.m. and
Wynter Rose.
yeah, that girl, she's my sister, YouTube link description, you know it. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about some banned cards, and these are 6 banned cards that I feel should still be in the game or should be put back into the game. So, honestly, I really want to hear what you guys think about this, regardless of how much you think this is wrong or right. Put a comment in the description, whatever, you know. This is completely uninfluenced by anyone else, but I will be asking her opinion. She doesn't know too much about Yu-Gi-Oh, but we're going to be asking her anyway. So, first off, we'll start with something simple. We have Pot of Greed. Honestly, I think that this should be limited. 1. Okay? I mean, there's so many cards now and draw power is such an important thing in the game that this would really not, I mean, it's not that big a deal, but it would help, you know. I mean, it wouldn't break the game or anything. It shouldn't go to 3, that's for sure, but it should definitely be limited. Okay, next we have Change of Heart. Now, of course, you know, switching's always kind of a big deal. Like, we just had, what was it? We had, fuck. What the hell's the name of that card? Do you remember? The one that lets you pay 800 and then you switch control for a turn. Or for a turn, permanently. Well, either way, you continue to pay your opponent life points to switch. This switches until the end of the turn. That's it. I can see that being useful in certain situations, but it's not something that, you know, you should definitely main deck in every deck ever created ever. And I don't think this would break the game. I think it'd just be a nice little staple to throw into the game. Limited at 1, put it at semi-limited, whatever. Okay, so next we have the Dragon Rulers, which is kind of obvious. Dragon Rulers were just recently banned on April the 1st, and honestly a lot of people thought it was an April Fool's joke. They really did. But the main reason that banning the Dragon Rulers was a stupid thing is because it was in a lot of decks, and it was kind of not really a main element of most decks, but it was a nice little, you know, second strategy or third strategy in case your first one failed or if you just weren't getting it off the ground. It was really nice. They're not that overpowered. They're pretty easy to get into play, but they're also pretty easy to get out of play too. I mean, your opponent can banish them rather easily, destroy them, negate their effects, yada yada, all that. Another thing that was really stupid about these being banished, by the way, was they put the little ones in. The little ones were originally banned almost immediately after this set dropped. The smaller ones, you could just grab these guys straight from the deck into your hands, so they were banished. But now they're allowed in the game. They serve no purpose other than to get these guys, and these guys are not in the game anymore, so what's the point, Konami? Whatever. Alright, so my next one, Spellbook of Judgment. This card was extremely broken back in the day. Although there are really almost no good spellcaster archetypes left. I really think this should be put back into the game just to kind of give spellbooks an edge, because spellbooks were a pretty good deck. They really were. Now, not so much. But, you know, that's the thing. I mean, they're they're re-releasing fusions and ritual monsters and giving them a boost, making the old cards more powerful. So why not throw this back in the game? Limited at 1. I mean, you don't really need 3 of these. It's not exactly easy to search this out of your deck. I mean, I'm sure someone could come up with a way to do it. But, you know, I mean, I guess it is kind of easy with spellbooks, but either way, it's not exactly a really overpowered thing. I mean, it is, but then again, the whole archetype's not that overpowered, so it kind of balance out. You know, I'm not saying, like, 6 Sams should be legal again, but, you know, whatever. So, second to last, we have Songen. Okay, I've heard people talk about this card a lot lately, that it doesn't really fit into any archetypes besides, like, Burning Abyss, which is true. This card really isn't that powerful anymore, so why isn't it in the game? You know, most decks have their own archetypes, like, they have their own archetype searches. You know, there's all sorts of cards within archetypes that search for that specific archetype. This guy would just be, you know, a free thing you could throw into almost any deck. I mean, although, honestly, I wouldn't run this in too many decks. I can think of maybe 2 decks that I would run this in that I currently have. Other than that, it's not really that powerful. And then last, but finally, definitely not least, we have Painful Choice. I guess that this could be a really game-breaking card, but I think if they set it to 1, it wouldn't be that bad. Because most people that play competitively know what they're playing against. So, you know, if your opponent is playing, I don't know, any important archetype ever, and they go for 2 or 3 of the specific cards they need, and then 2 or 3 junk cards, or 1 good card they need, and then 4 junk cards, you know what they're doing. So it's easy to figure out what to do, you know. But anyway, so that was my short list of 6 banned cards that I think should be back in the game. I would have done more popular ones, but obviously, you know. Also, I didn't have the cards, so whatever. But anyway, that's it. Tell me what you guys think. I'm going to be putting this on Facebook and sending it to everyone that, you know, plays Yu-Gi-Oh! And everything that I know. Hopefully we get a lot of comments and a pretty good discussion going on. She didn't say anything, surprisingly, throughout this whole video at all.
No.
Nervous? Okay, whatever.
No.
Okay, well, what do you think? What do you think about any of these cards? Just look at them. Just take a look. I left my soda out there. Better yet, would you like me to give you a short summary?
That one's not bad.
Okay, let me give you a summary right quick. Okay, so Pot of Greed just straight up lets you draw 2 cards.
I've had Pot of Greed before.
Okay, so you know what that.
Yeah.
Do you think that this card should be banned?
Not really.
Why?
I mean, because it'd be helpful if you're not doing real great or something, and I mean, it's not really hurting anything. And if I don't know, I mean, if it wasn't banned, I'd use it.
Okay, why do you think it should remain banned then? On the other side, the flip side there.
I mean, because
Like cons and pros here.
all right,
Pros and cons.
the pros would be, you know, like if you're not doing too great in a battle, then that would help you out a lot. But if you're doing really good already,
Well, no. Why
you know,
do you
then-
think that this would destabilize the game? Is what I'm trying to ask.
I don't know.
Okay, well, either way, you know what? We'll just it's
We're not
you don't have
doing
to,
this.
You don't have to answer questions. I won't ask you too many questions.
Okay. Just ask me if I like it or not. If I should. If
Well,
I
that
think it should.
I won't
Okay.
even bug you with that anymore.
Okay,
but,
good.
So this has been 1:47 a.m. and Wynter Rose. I want to see some discussion in the comments and stuff. You know, whatever. Goodbye.